Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. This is big.
Yes. More music.
Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. This is big. This is big.
Ecstatic made it.
Yeah, nobody feeling that way I'm feeling tonight. Yeah, and I have the hope that things will be alright. Yeah, so we're feeling irate as we hustle all day long. We are hoping, say that one day things go better. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again.
This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.
When the things go harder, stronger than Umaga. Brother, know the quiver, we go smack up like Undertaker. When the things go harder,
Yeah, welcome to Ghana Talks Radio.
yeah, oh, we go smack up Undertaker. Jaleo,
Good afternoon. It's time for the Cubicle right here. My name is Lansah Lawrence. I want to welcome you to another exciting edition of the Cubicle, live from Ghana Talks Radio. Today being Tuesday, we have the Brothers Keeper segment. And as you already know, on the Brothers Keeper segment, we discuss issues that affect young people and young men in particular. We are streaming live from Manya in the Greater Accra region. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio.
To build house for mama, I dey believe in my hustle, but man they pray to mama.
As you know, in the Cubicle, we always come your way with discussions that are relevant to you, matters that evolve you, and matters that you should be concerned to or concerned about as an individual. And today is no different. You can join our feed on our website www.ghanatalksradio.com and share your comments and thoughts with us on the very, very important issue that I'm here to talk about. I'm here to introduce to you. But I know stick and stay. I know that you're going to find it very, very relevant, especially if you're a young man and you're a young person out there. So stick and stay with me. When we come back, I introduce my topic and then my guest.
When the things go harder,
Then we go right into a discussion. We are live on Ghana Talks Radio, streaming from Anya. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
What up, GH? What's going on? We come your way with the latest fella, and yes, are you looking for the latest news about your favorite celebrity? Who married who and who cheated on who? Here we'll discuss everything with fun, joy, and comedy. Join myself on Himalayan DJ Coverage and Master of Comedy Alaji Zongo on Wednesday at exactly 8 p.m. live on Ghana Talks Radio.
Now, maybe because then legendary, your host for Nigerian Rendezvous. I feel like make you join me every Wednesdays and Saturdays from 12 to 1:30 p.m. as I'm going to summon you every story when they come out directly from Nigeria, right here on Ghana Talks Radio. Indigenous people of Biafra, their leader, Uwebim Nandikano, they don't free him. Don't forget, so if you follow us on our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere, download our app, Ghana Talks Radio. If not Android they use, I mean an iPhone, download our app. Peace.
The matters of love are the matters of the heart.
Is that so? Where do we separate between emotions and reason?
Under the Munse, we pick the most daring of issues surrounding love, relationships, and family lives.
We speak on the topic most people like to keep to themselves.
With our brilliant panelists, we open the discussions into your love life.
So join us this and every Thursday at 8 p.m. live on Ghana Talks Radio.
Be a part of the conversation, enjoy the excitement, and let's find the answers together.
What up, GH? What's going on? We come your way with the latest fella, and yes, are you looking for the latest news about your favorite celebrity? who married who and who cheated on who. Here we'll discuss everything and everything with fun, joy and comedy. Join myself on Himalayan DJ Copyright and Master of Comedy Alaj Zongo on Wednesday at exactly 8 p.m. live on Ghana Talks Radio.
Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. This is big.
Yes. More. Cool. More music.
Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. This is big. This is big.
Ecstatic made it. Yeah. Nobody feeling that way I'm feeling tonight. Yeah. And I have the hope that.
So welcome right back here to Ghana Talks Radio in the Cubicle. We have the Cubicle on Ghana Talks Radio. It's time for the Brothers Keeper segment. And as I told you before, today we're discussing a very, very very important and very personal kind of topic, which is mental health challenges among young men. Mental health challenges among young men. And this is premised on the prevailing situation. There are a lot of young men, especially between the ages of, let me say, 18, 25, 27, 30, are finding it a little bit difficult keeping up with the pressures of society and the pressures of life itself. And it has this kind of mental drain on them, or mental kind of trauma on them in a way that makes them act in a lot of different ways or a lot of unhealthy ways. Even though we are not medically qualified experts, but we go through some of those experiences, and it's just prudent that we can discuss them on air. And I have with me my seniors, my two wise men that I always call my seniors, who are with me, Mr. Seidu, Iddrisu, and Mr. Yakubu, Sumaila, to join me to do to have this particular discussion. Welcome, senior gentlemen. Welcome, senior. Can you hear me? 2-4. 2-4, if you're on the line. Okay. So I'll try and get my seniors back on the line. But like I said, it's all about mental health challenges, and the reason why the issues of mental health challenges and maybe this kind of depression and stuff is a little bit more in ladies than in men. But experts are saying that this may be because a lot of men don't want to own up or be diagnosed about this particular challenge. So what happens is that, yes, women may be more, those who are more diagnosed, but men may have it more, even because they don't usually go for checkups, they don't consult experts, they don't have medical on all those stuff. So yeah, but the truth is that it's rife among a lot of young men, and this comes in many ways and affects us in many ways, and that's what we're trying to explore here on the Cubicle today on our show, on our Brothers Keeper segment. One of the issues is that a lot of people don't like to talk about those kind of stuff, because everybody's shy, and why are we talking about it? And I don't want to expose what I feel outside there. So I'm trying to welcome my senior. Senior, welcome. Yeah, I had a little bit of difficulty with my connection, but I hope you can hear me now. 2-4, welcome to the show. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's always good to be here with you.
Thank you for coming. SB, welcome once again.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Everything good, SB?
Yeah, everything is fine.
Okay.
Once there's life, everything is fine.
MashaAllah. And that's good to know. Let me start with 2-4, because yes, it was last week that we had this particular topic, because 2-4 mentioned it in one of our discussions. 2-4, in your initial comments, what would you describe as this kind of mental health challenge, or what do you see are bound that you can point to and say this is what we call a mental health challenge? 24, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I'm here with you.
Yeah.
Can you come back with the question again? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so I'll just say that your initial comments on what you can point to and say this is a mental health challenge, or this is what you describe as mental health challenge, especially among young people.
Oh, okay. So recently, mental health can come in different forms. Usually what we know is maybe someone losing their mind and being at the hospital, at the psychiatric ward. But then in recent times, mental health is more than that. We're talking about depression, anxiety, stress levels going high, and all that stuff. are categorized as mental health. Yeah, so it's more about your mindset and how you deal with your emotions and connection with your mindset. Basically, that's how mental health issues arise.
Okay. Is it madness?
Mad? Yeah, no. That's why I said initially. A lot of people. That's when you talk about mental health. That's where they usually go to about people going mad. No, yeah, it's the extreme cases of mental health, but then there's very subtle or little issues that compound to get you there. You have all those breakdowns, and then all of a sudden they say you are mad. But then before you get to the madness level, you might have gone through some certain stages.
Okay.
If those stages are not well taken for.
That is why I asked the questions, because even myself, when I was putting together the topic for a discussion, I'm like, mental health, Charlie, mental health. This thing, I'm not talking about madness. Like, is it not too far? But I think the understanding is okay. Or what do you how much is this kind of misunderstanding in the system itself? Not just about me, in the system itself. What is this misunderstanding about? How much is it in our system?
You mean
this
misunderstanding
between the madness and the mental health? Yeah, that kind of way.
Yeah. So madness. Madness there is usually like a health condition.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. So this one, it happens maybe through some other issues that may not be related to mental health. For example, if you had an accident, and for that matter, you have a problem with your head hit something through injury, and then you lose your mind. These are factors that are quite different. As for mental health issues, it's usually the connection between your emotions, how you are dealing with your emotions in conjunction with your mindset. You understand? Okay. So stuff that usually disturb your brain and then usually affects your emotions. In the long run, affects your the emotional aspect is important. That's why it's mental health. But as for losing your mind and madness, it's usually in the head, your brain. Your brain not function due to some other stressful factors. But mental health could also lead you to lose your mind. Okay. But there's this tiny difference between the two.
Okay, I think it's wonderful. Thank you for the clarification and education. I think that's why we're having this discussion. It's more about exposing our vulnerabilities and trying to make it one of our strengths as young people. And SP.
Exactly.
SP. I hope you are with me, SP. Senior, SP, I hope you are with us. Are you with us, SP?
I can hear you.
Yeah, but your voice is very far. If you could help us come closer to your microphone.
Yeah, maybe if you could come closer.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I kept my phone on mute because I didn't want my background noise.
Are you using a yam?
Okay.
Am I using a yam?
But we can hardly hear you too. I can hear you, but it's faint. Yeah.
Okay, but can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it's better now. It's better.
Hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. So 24 just explaining what mental health basically is about. In your own ways, what can you tell us in addition?
Yes. I think people have literally laid the basis of mental health. When we talk of mental health, basically, I see it as a kind of a psychological, kind of emotional condition.
Okay.
So it's like a psychological or emotional well-being of an individual.
Okay.
Yes. We understand that we act in everyday life, and that we know that our emotions affect how we act. And so once it's a kind of a psychological something or emotional something, it can affect how you act. It can affect because there's this kind of psychological component in it. Somehow how you think, and then maybe how you relate to people all around you. So it all comprises mental health. Yes, it's actually not madness like people have. It's not madness.
One question that I think I want to ask is, SP, but if you can still help us with your voice, it will help us a lot. But one question I want you to talk about, or one thing I want to point is that, is it all about something negative that mental health is all about, or maybe there's some positive aspects of mental health, or there are challenges of mental health, but then there are also some good aspects of mental health? Is there any difference between that? I don't know.
Yeah. I think that yes. the world is so concerned about the negatives of mental health because they know that once you have a kind of a well-being of a person, when it's in the positive stages.
Ghana Talks Radio.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We are here.
Yes. When it's in the positive stages, I think we are more concerned about the size, the aspect of it that kind of affects life, that kind of affects
the problem, the challenges.
Charlie, that are the challenges. So I think that's why the world is really concerned about mental health. And once we talk about mental health, we all kind of quickly zoom into the negative aspect of mental health.
Okay. I think yes. I want to kind of side more with or kind of put more pressure on 24 because look at 24 is doing some active work in that aspect of mental health. But if I get back to 24, I want to get SP.
Yeah.
What are some of the forms of these mental health challenges? How do they manifest themselves in individuals or in young men?
Yes. So I think one of the common ones is depression.
Depression,
anxiety. These are very common in our society.
Okay.
So in young people, you'll find out that people pass through this kind of depression and anxiety. And the interesting thing about this kind of depression or anxiety is that in cases that it occurs in people who probably already have kind of chronic
health issues
other conditions, yes, then it kind of, should I say, speeds up the harm or it kind of speeds up the degree to which the health condition increases. Okay. Yeah, so I think one of the commonest ways is depression and anxiety.
Okay. 24. Let me get to you on this one. SP mentioned depression and anxiety. I want you to give us more details about these two forms, and then any other additional ways that or forms that you think that mental health challenges actually manifest itself in people.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to start with a very peculiar conversation I had on phone, on text message with a very dear friend of mine. Okay, so of late she's been telling me, I mean, she's lonely, and so because of that, she wants to be around people and her friends, and especially family. I told her, okay, that's good. So she's been staying with family. Unfortunately, something happened, and she moved back to her place. And I said, you of late, you've been strong, telling me how strong you are. You don't feel lonely. Well, then all of a sudden, you are in need of company. Hey, that kind of vibe. So then then the next day,
she's in need of your company.
I told her, I think you are depressed. So I think you are getting depressed, and you have to seek for help. Then she said, oh, it's just a phase, it will pass. I said, oh, what shows that it will pass? She said, oh, she has dealt with it and everything is fine.
Okay.
Said, okay, you have no guarantee that it's going to repeat itself, but once it repeats itself, then you have to accept the fact that you are depressed.
But
just the following, it didn't take long. Just the very next day, and she was in my DM again, and this time she was like, I admit it, I think I'm depressed because this morning I woke up and I was thinking if there's any pill I could take, and then I'll just sleep forever. This kind of talks, and I have to be checking on her every day, day in, day out, just to make sure that she doesn't make good of the words she said. You understand?
But
so this is where it usually starts. Everyone thinks they are okay. You understand? And how do you think you are okay? Because of social media. You are always online with people, talking to people randomly, and you think they are your friends or the things you see. The moment you put down your phone, you realize that you are by yourself. There's nobody out there. You can switch off your phone, or maybe just go off social media. It might take you 1 week before you actually hear from people, real life people. If not, they are not with you in your house. So that is the trend over the years. You see, when there was less social media, there was more communication between people.
Okay.
Now there's so much social media, so there's less communication with people and always online. So the moment you cut off that part of your life, you realize that loneliness sets in, and that is the first part. So once you begin to get lonely, then you begin to get depressed.
Wow, I wanted to ask a question before you will continue, but someone approaches you and then she explains what she's going through, and quickly you say depression. How are you able to identify? How are you able to diagnose that kind of diagnose that she's actually depressed? What are kind of the symptoms? What happens? How do you see?
So from my conversation, you would have realized that I said two things. She told me that she needed company.
Okay.
You understand? Once you begin to think that you need company, you are like always busy. But the moment you are less busy, you realize that you need someone to talk to.
You need a cover.
Yeah. So so once you don't admit that to yourself and you feel that you can always fill that gap by being busy and productive, trust me, that is where depression starts.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't see someone walking everything, and you can tell that this person is depressed. No. It's actually when you begin to talk to that fellow, you realize that depressed people, they don't actually want to look you in the face. Their self-confidence is low. They always want to be by themselves. They think they are busy by being alone or by being on social media, always hanging around. But you can't see somebody and tell from the facial outlook that this person is depressed. That's why I said it's very mental. It's in your psychological system and in your emotions. So if you find someone always being lonely, always try to be by themselves, always talking about negative thoughts like
of life.
I want to do this. I wish I had this. These kind of people, that is where you know that this person actually needs help. And so they begin to talk to you. You can actually tell that this person is very depressed.
How does this issue of anxiety also play in these factors of or forms of mental health challenges?
Yeah, so and when anxiety, you see, when people are anxious or anxiety, these are emotional triggers. You understand?
Yeah.
This sets the ball in for depression, and then you have a mental breakdown, and then you are having a mental health crisis or something like that.
Yeah.
So with anxiety, just like depression, it doesn't like come in all at once to attack a person. So mostly what triggers anxiety are maybe you have pressure from work, you are very stressed from your work, and then you are in a very toxic relationship with somebody. You can't usually talk about it with other people because you feel ashamed to bring yourself out and see that I'm in an abusive kind of environment, and it's very choking. And maybe you have friends, but your friends always look down on you, and for that matter, you feel out of place. So you always get anxious. You're always on the alert and looking out for ways to get out of that situation. That is mostly what triggers your anxieties.
I think
anxieties, it's all about the environment you find yourself in. And if that environment is toxic, definitely you are always going to be on the edge.
Okay. I want us to go for a break, but I want to see whether SP can add something about this. SP. How does past experience, like, do they play a role, a factor in exposing someone to this kind of challenges, mental challenges, past experiences? I don't know.
How does what?
Past experiences, what you've been through over the years, how do they play in this particular mental health challenges?
Yeah. So I just want to start with anxiety twofold mention. It says you get to a stage that it's a stage like the people literally feel like others look down upon them. They look down upon them. You have friends that look down upon you. Okay, so sometimes some of your past experiences leaves you or leaves a kind of skin on you that makes you feel inferior. When you're in the midst of people. Yes. So in an instance like that, you can get anxious. Fine. You feel inferior because of an experience.
You don't trust yourself.
Sometime, and then there's pressure from work on you, and a whole lot is expected of you. So yes, you can start becoming anxious. Now, when we even look at some people that get depressed, you see, they feel they are fine, like 2-4 steps. Yes, they actually feel they are fine. They feel they are fine, but when you look at most of them, it's like there is always a little bit of hopelessness hopelessness feeling in them. Like
despair.
They don't have that kind of positive vibe. And
Outlook to
like
life.
they're always hanging on to something to be fine. There's some kind of not independent. There's no independent kind of thing in them. So you see the person is getting depressed, and the person is just hanging on to social media. Once the bundle exhausts, then you see the person comes back.
Yeah, the shaking will start. Yeah.
Yes. So these are people that are always hanging on.
Or a relationship. You don't want the relationship to end because you don't know what you can be after that relationship. Or I don't know. Yeah.
Good.
A lot of stuff.
I think
Okay.
past experiences actually can come in. So you have so many people like losing interest. When they are depressed, they lose interest in so many things.
In so many
they can all
stuff.
be triggered with because of past experiences. Then they have this kind of mood. There is no pattern in their mood. They move from this state in their mood to other, and it's just a whole lot. So your past experiences can allow you or can expose you to this kind of
challenges.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. When we come up from this break, SP, I hope you can get your sound better. But so far we're discussing mental health challenges among young people, and now we're trying to zone in among young men. When we come back, I want us to look at how prevalent are these challenges among young men, and how do we deal with them as young people? Stay tuned. We are still on the Cubicle right here on Ghana Talks Radio. We'll be right back after this break.
What up, teenage? What's going on? We come your way with the latest fella, and yes, are you looking for the latest news about your favorite celebrity? Who married who and who cheated on who? Here we'll discuss everything with fun, joy, and comedy. Join myself on Himalayan DJ Coverage and Master of Comedy Alhaji Zongo on Wednesday at exactly 8 p.m. live on Ghana Talks Radio.
Now, maybe Cousin Legend be your host for Nigerian Rendezvous. I feel like make you join me every Wednesdays and Saturdays from 12 to 1:30 p.m. as I'm going to summon you every story when they come out directly from Nigeria, right here on Ghana Talks Radio. Indigenous people of Biafra, their leader, Uwebim Nandikano, they don't fail you. Don't forget, say if you follow us on our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. Download our app, Ghana Talks Radio. If na Android they use, I be na iPhone. Download our app. Peace.
The matters of love are the matters of the heart.
Is that so? Why do we separate between emotions and reason?
Under Jomunse, we pick the most daring of issues surrounding love, relationships, and family lives.
We speak on the topic most people like to keep to themselves.
With our brilliant panelists, we open the discussions into your love life.
So join us this and every Thursday at 8 p.m. live on Ghana Talks Radio.
Be a part of the conversation, enjoy the excitement, and let's find the answers together.
Ecstatic made it. Yeah. Nobody feeling that way I'm feeling tonight. Yeah. And I have the hope that things will be alright. Yeah. So we're feeling irate. As we
So welcome back to the Cubicle right here on Ghana Talks Radio. We are discussing mental health challenges among young men. How does it prevent? And so far we've looked at what it entails, what is it about, and what are some of the forms of it, including depression, anxiety, stress, all of those kind of stuff. All of them. Now I'm trying to see how much prevalent is it among young men. Is it something that we deny as young men, or is something that is in us, and how can we deal with it? I still have my seniors on the line. I have 24 and SP. Welcome back, gentlemen. Yeah, SP, I hope you are with us.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. 24, thank you so much for staying with us.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Now, I want to start with 24 on this. And the thing is that, Charlie, a lot of things are going on. 24, a lot of things going on. And boys are going through a lot.
Yeah,
Boys are going through a lot. Like countless times, you have conversation with your friends, and it's just like, Charlie, it's not be easy. Charlie, what can we do? All those kind of tension. But you can't sit down and someone will say, "Oh, Charlie, I'm depressed, I'm stressed, I'm not feeling. I think I have a mental challenge." How much of this mental challenges is mental health challenges? Is it? How much of it is among young people? For you, on your own experience in your own circle, what you can observe out there.
Yeah, okay. So, of late, you see, this is a very interesting question. Because of late, there's this argument and debate going on that, you see, from the makeup of a man, since we were born from the first man till now, it's always the man who's the provider, who doesn't talk, who keeps his emotions to himself. So, people think that it's okay, being a man, you have to keep your things to yourself and deal with things by yourself. And there's this second school of thought that they are saying that no, the world we have reached a stage that you see, they are saying that what man can do, woman can do better. So if you are feeling the pain, you to cry out, just like the woman. A man too, you have to cry out and let people know what's going on. Otherwise, your mental health will suffer. That is the issue now. And there's other people saying that once you express yourself out there, you lose your credibility as a man and your mental health will suffer. So it depends on which side of the fence you are standing on. But for me, I believe that, I mean, since day one, we have always concentrated on the IQ, the intelligence quotient of the individual, forgetting about the emotional quotient, the other side of it, whereby we teach people how to deal with their emotions, how to understand that emotional intelligence, and understand that as an individual, you have to learn how to express your feelings, and you have to learn how to understand situations when they come and how to pick yourself up when you get down.
How to manage your emotions,
in this, as an individual, especially guys. Guys, right now the pressure is so much on us, and the only thing that we can do for ourselves is to deal with our emotions and learn emotional intelligence. Learn how, like as you asked SPS earlier, the experience we have built over the years determines how we deal with our emotions right now in life. So if you grew up from an environment where the man is always the provider, where the man, they say man don't cry, you have to take everything inside. So definitely your emotional health is going to suffer. So there are a lot of people who are sick out there, but we don't even admit that you are sick because you are a man. So Charlie, you have to man up and always show up. Meanwhile, you are dying inside slowly. And it's very bad. So a lot of people, they'll rather cry inside than rather even talk to you about it. And that is the problem. People don't even want to talk about it. So they'll just say, Charlie, it's not easy. It's not easy. Charlie, I need this or I need that too. And they feel like when they talk to you about their issues that they have, I mean, it's kind of they are degrading themselves or they feel low. So that alone, it takes a man these days. It takes a man to tell you what is really going on in their life. But the ladies, on the other hand, they just tell you and even feel good about it. And exactly, a man, if you talk about what is going on in your life, you feel good about yourself. But the way the man is programmed in life, doesn't allow us to express ourselves in that way. And that is the big challenge.
That's the biggest challenge of it,
and especially among boys.
But something just came to my mind. I don't know whether it's actually true. You know that
come again.
Something came to my mind. I don't know whether it's true. I don't know whether I can confirm this for me. But the fact that there's always men don't cry, men don't show their emotion, like men don't show their vulnerability. They don't accept that they are mentally. It kind of builds up in men in a way that when they get older or when they are, let me see, for example, maybe he and his wife, within them there's an issue, and you see the man reacting in a very unusual way. And I'm like, why was there this kind of pent up emotion in you? That is it that are those emotions that are coming up in those key moments in maybe marriage life, maybe brotherhood life, among kinship? For example, you see your dad and his younger brother like having issue. I'm like, come on, how old men, you guys are still fighting about something petty. Are those emotions, or are just separate from mental health in itself?
Yes, these are exactly. You've hit right on the head. So that is what triggers these emotions or this lashing out. You see, so because he has all these emotions bottled up in him, he doesn't talk about it. So the little provocation, then you see him lashing out. And
that's what I'm talking about.
Aha.
Yeah.
So you realize that even in your homes, when you are living with your old man, then you are playing your music loud and everything.
Yeah.
He come and tell you, put the music down. Put the music down. He's trying to he's telling you something.
Yeah.
Aha. At that time, you were a young man and you are vibrant and you want to express everything. He at that time, the taste bottles that inside him. He can't tell you about them, but then he wants you to calm down. You calm down for me. At this point in life, the stress in me, it's just a verbal, like some code that we all understand as men, that when you come to the house and you even greet daddy and daddy doesn't respond, Charlie, go to your room
and keep quiet.
Have peace. And keep quiet. Today, their daddy is not in there.
Don't be talking too much.
But if his mom cry, mommy, with all her problems, she still wants to talk to you and hug you. But the man there, no.
And I think it's time for this bottling.
Yeah, it's all about, we just bottle things up. We don't talk. African man doesn't talk. It's very difficult dealing with that issue among African men.
Ask me, what is your own observation? How do you find this in among young men? Because there's one thing that, for example, like growing up, we've had a lot of friends, and for some of us, we've been privileged to like listen to people, also share about ourselves to people. For you, do you find people coming to you and then telling you that, oh, this is what I'm going through? Or for you, what's your experience about this thing among young men in particular?
Okay, so I think that Chico has made a very important point. Okay, and I side with him. But then there is another part of it that is that people actually do not pay so much attention to their mental well-being because they actually do not understand what's up with it. Some people believe that yes, once we talk of mental issues, then
madness.
Madness.
Yeah.
So the person doesn't understand that yes, I can get to a stage that yes, even though this is my everyday thinking, but it goes beyond ordinary thinking, and that this is now a condition that I have to pay attention to. Now, as we sit in Ghana, I think last time I encountered some statistics on mental health. I can remember they said that about 10%, we have 3.1 million Ghanaians out of 10% of our population have this mental health issue.
Yeah. I think I've also seen something like that. Yeah.
Yes, about 10%. But then you ask yourself that how many Ghanaians willingly show up to a counselor to talk to? How many people have counselors that they could talk to? This is what is wrong with me.
Or open up to friends. Yeah.
Or friends. You get it? Yes. But the interesting thing is, like Chico said, we have so many of ladies who can open up. They just open up and they feel free. Personally, I have lady friends like that. And I never actually considered that kind of mental health thing as something very serious until I one way or the other experienced a little thing about that. So we have so many young people, so not even young people, so many people. Because if we are estimating 10% of our population, over 3.1 million Ghanaians living with having this mental health condition, yes. But why don't they show up? It's one because of the ignorance about the idea about mental health, and because of that belief that yes, men are supposed to be shock absorbers.
Yeah.
You are supposed to be a man. You are supposed to carry everything on your shoulder.
Don't complain.
Yes. So because people literally do not even know. Like some people don't know what it means to be depressed.
You know what?
You get that?
Yeah.
Now I have there is something I had a lady friend. Okay.
A girlfriend.
Okay, a girlfriend.
Go ahead. It's simple.
And
two for you, your man.
This is an attack.
Lady friend, girlfriend.
SP, go ahead, lady friend,
Yes. So,
okay, let's stick with the lady friend.
Something actually happened to her. It was very, very serious. Because this is somebody I know, and one time I call or she calls me and she's telling me like her parents are ritualists.
Okay.
Like at once, like her parents are ritualists. And I'm like, what's happening? Like, what does she mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Explanations that do not actually parallel. I felt like something was wrong with her. But the first point of call was to, okay, probably she has something like this kind of mental stuff. So I had to reach out to a friend to ask for a specialist to consult before I could even kind of judge that.
Have the conversation.
Yes, but if it was somebody else, the person probably said, oh, they don't mind. Maybe she's joking or she's just stressed up or it's nothing and that kind of thing. You see that? So the ignorance alone is ignorance around that thing and the misconception around the whole mental health idea. It's something that is making so many young people suffer because they can't come out and say. And I don't know, but it looks like there's a kind of stigma to it as well.
Yeah, there's a stigma.
Yes, once you show us that this is what you are going through, so you are opening up to people, like
see that,
then they start pointing hands at you.
I remember this experience. Let me start. Sorry for cutting you, but I remember this experience in uni, back in uni. I think I was level 200, and then I was not feeling myself within that semester. I was very, very down, and like out of a full semester, I went to lecture like 3 times. And I wasn't getting it, but I was cool. Then I said, "Oh, let me go and see peer." We had these peer counselors. We had these people that they call the counselors. These counselors in school. So I went to the counseling unit. Yeah. So I went to see one of the Womba lecturers. I know I'm supposed to be here to go to school and then go to class and pass my exams, but I don't go lectures and I don't understand why they go. So go and see a counselor. So I went to this counselor and then we had a conversation, and then he actually talked to me, helped me, gave me some tools to come and help myself. For me, this is normal in my head because I felt like, I'm not doing well, so let me go and seek help. Then I'm talking to my friend, like, I want to see a counselor and help, and they're shocked. I'm like, they don't even understand why I want to see a counselor. I'm like, but this is like this simple, this is like easy. What the guy helped me did for me, it was so helpful. Even though I didn't keep going to lectures, but I understood what I was going through and what was happening. But it looks like whenever you talk about it, going to counselor and going and see a counselor, it looks like your head is bomb. You are a mad person. What's wrong with you? That kind of stigma in heads. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why men don't want to talk about those kind of stuff. But how does it affect us? We go through all those stuff. How does it affect us, SP?
Yes, because we don't because of that stigma or that kind of perception we have. It keeps eating you.
Okay.
It keeps increasing. Like the stage keeps increasing. Then by the time you realize, probably you have a chronic or other condition that is triggering, then we start trying to associate it with other things and the rest. Meanwhile, the root cause was just a simple mood change. Speaking to a person for 5 minutes would have just done the justice for you. But sometimes I think that it's just about people who feel lonely, kind of hopeless, like in that way, with lost interest in so many things. So it's just about somebody telling them that, hey, Charlie, things will happen. Like, it can happen. People have been through this. It's not any special case. You get it? Yes, but then you don't
talk about it. You don't let anybody know.
It becomes seriously. As young people like in your case, it's likely to have affected your performance in school. Yes.
Yes. That semester was my worst semester in school.
Yes.
I nearly had a receipt.
I also had my worst semester in school.
I nearly had a receipt in that semester.
Yes. So it's just I don't know what to say. It causes a lot. At the workplace, efficiency reduces. In school, yes. And even sometimes your own personal life with people, how you relate with people, you lose a lot of friends. Like you don't understand what's up with you, but you keep losing a lot of friends. It's just because something is not actually right with you. The decision making becomes very bad, like because you start picturing the whole world in a certain aspect.
Okay.
Yes, and that nobody gets that kind of picture you paint around the world because you are the only one in that.
Okay, for what you have to say, how does it affect us? We know that we go through this as young people, as people in life, but how does it affect us, our livelihood, our welfare, our whole life?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. Because when you look at mental health, it affects basically every aspect of your life, from your interactions and relationships with people,
Okay.
down to even your personal finances. Because trust me, there are some people, when they are stressed, they spend more.
Charlie, eat more.
They just want to do something that will make them feel good. And for like ladies, you know the way they like shopping.
Yeah.
So they just want to go out there and be doing stuff that will just get them off whatever is disturbing them and worrying them. So they tend to do reckless things, a lot of things that doesn't make sense at that time. Yeah. So, I mean, mental health all comes along with this broken hearts that people suffer. And even when people suffer broken hearts, you realize that they sometimes even commit suicide. They lose their life. Yeah, all these are factors that come in because of your state of mental. Because whatever it is, what will make you think that suicide is the option? It's not something that's wrong with you mentally. You understand? This is not madness. It's just triggers, emotions that make you want to end it all and have a peace of mind. Then you go and commit suicide. And then when it comes to production at work, the environment around, when you are not in the right state of mind to work, you make silly mistakes that might even cost the company. And for example, in a field like engineering that we work, one mistake, someone will tell you that when a doctor makes a mistake, one person dies. But when an engineer makes a mistake, a lot of people go. So it's silly one mistake on your part, and then you kill a lot of people once. That is, what mental health can actually do to you. So a lot of people don't pay attention to it, but when it comes, it hits. It blows a lot of things out of proportion. That is what happens when you have this mental
health challenges.
The negative side of the effects of mental health. Yeah, and then, as I said, your relationship with people suffer. You don't tend to pick up calls. You always want to be by yourself. You don't even care what is happening to the world. And you yourself, your appearance suffer. When you are in public or in indoors, you don't care. You see these drug abuse issues that come in. You see your friend that you used to know who actually takes care of himself and likes to feel good and look good. But he comes out one day and you don't understand. And you ask yourself, what happened to my friend? Who is this?
Charlie, it's true.
Yeah, these are all the effects of mental health. You abuse drugs so much and you don't care about your appearance. Your relationship with people suffer. You tend to be very abusive. You will become an alcoholic. You get breakdown. You may even want to kill people or kill yourself. And you realize that like this shooting incidents happening all over, like even in Ghana, America, and all those stuff. These are all emotional triggers. These are all mental people suffering from mental. When you ask them why they did what they did, they give you some very silly
excuses.
It's just because of the mental stress they are going through. And I think we are not talking much about it. If we talk much about it, because this is now the issues we face in society. It's no more like when you go to hospital and you see people going to hospital for checkups all the time. I had this woman, because of the abuse she suffered from her husband, her relationship, she developed stroke and she's been on drugs. And she thinks because I'm talking about this thing, so I know about the drugs. So she sends me when she get a prescription, she sends them to me to look at them and try to explain, what effect they will have on her. I tell you, whatever the doctor says, it's fine. I'm not into drugs. I don't know about drugs. I'm just helping you to get back to where you were before. You see these things. These are very, very sad situations that happen when people suffer. They lose their money, they lose their savings and everything. It's a very serious issue.
I think one of the things that actually hits close to home because of where we come from or the area that we live is in. Charlie, you have your friend and then the following day you don't understand the guy again because his whole outlook just changed and you are trying to figure out what happened to this guy. Like Charlie, you're just a cool guy.
What's happening?
I see we have a lot of work to do for what we just discussed. I think we have a lot of work to do.
This is now the issue with many people. It's no more about the normal diseases, again. These are and when you go to the BP, people BP are always on the rise. They suffer hypertension and all those things. And some people, obesity, they become tired easily, they become fat. And you see, someone maybe used to be doing some activity, but because of some mental breakdown they have suffered due to some issues, they forget all those things and they lose even their physical health.
Let's take a break, but when we come back, now let's look at Charlie. There's a whole lot that we have to do but when we come back, let's try and just get how can we help ourselves, at least how can we help ourselves We are going through all those stuff, but how can we help ourselves as young people? This is still the Cubicle on Ghana Talks. When we come back, we answer the question, then we wrap up for the day. Stay tuned here.
The matters of love are the matters of the heart.
Is that so? Where do we separate between emotions and reason?
Under the mountain, we pick the most daring of issues surrounding love, relationships, and family lives.
We speak on the topic most people like to keep to themselves.
With our brilliant panelists, we open the discussions into your love life.
So join us this and every Thursday at 8 p.m. live on Ghana Talks Radio.
Be a part of the conversation, enjoy the excitement, and let's find the answers together.
Now, maybe because then legend be your host for Nigerian Rendezvous. I feel like make you join me every Wednesdays and Saturdays from 12 to 1:30 p.m. as I'm going to summon you every story when they come out directly from Nigeria, right here on Ghana Talks Radio. Indigenous people of Biafra, their leader, Uwebim Nandikano, they don't free you. Don't forget, say if you follow us on our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. Download our app, Ghana Talks Radio. If not Android they use, I mean an iPhone. Download our app. Peace.
What up, GH? What's going on? We come your way with the latest filler, and yes, are you looking for the latest news about your favorite celebrity? Who married who and who cheated on who? Here we discuss everything with fun, joy, and comedy. Join myself on Himalayan DJ Coverage and Master of Comedy Alaji Zongo on Wednesday at exactly 8 p.m. live on Ghana Talks Radio.
Ecstatic made it. Yeah. Nobody feeling that way I'm feeling tonight. Yeah. And I have the hope that things will be alright. Yeah. So we're feeling irate as we hustle all day long. We are hoping say that one day things go better.
Yeah, so welcome right back to the Cubicle right here on Ghana Talks Radio. We're having a conversation on mental health and we're just wrapping now. Right now, we're trying to look at how can we help ourselves. We go through all these stresses, these challenges, these psychological and emotional challenges. How do we help ourselves? Well, SP, briefly, what can you see so that we can wrap up here? SP, are you still with us? Yeah, so I'm just saying that briefly from your own point, how can we help ourselves to deal with this kind of challenges? Yeah.
I didn't get you. Can you come again?
How can we help ourselves to deal with these challenges that we go through sometimes? Yeah.
Yeah. So the first point of call is to open up. Open up. Speak to somebody. When it's getting out of hand, you can speak to an expert because some include medical diagnosis and the stuff. So I think the first step is to open up.
Okay.
Realize that you are a human being and you are not living in an isolated world. Okay, you have people around you, and so whatever you are going through, probably somebody has had a fail or a touch of it.
Okay.
Yes. So once you sense that something is not well with you, you should have the courage, and you should know that yes, great men have fallen, and people always go through hard times before they get to wherever they are. So speak up to somebody next to you, speak up to your friend, speak up to an expert.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. R24, you can you help us? How do we get to help ourselves overcome some of these challenges?
Hello.
Yeah, 24. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm here.
So what
can I hear the question again?
Yeah. So what I was saying is that we go through this stuff and sometimes we are not looking at how do we help ourselves as individuals, as young men going through this kind of challenges. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So there are a lot of ways that we can do to solve this mental health crisis that we face. One very important thing that you would like to do is first you have to admit to yourself that it could happen to anyone.
Okay.
It could happen to you. It could happen to anyone. Yeah, it's just about understanding yourself and always being on the guard. And assessing yourself every day, your mindset and what you do. Am I on the right path or do I need help? Yeah, that's one thing you always want to do. And one thing you would like to do is maybe, for now, a lot of people don't see very how important that is, but you need to work out every day. You need to, not every day as such. You need to work out once in a while. Yes, because that has been the nature of the human being right from day one. Right from day one, it was all about exercising to even get your food on a regular basis. You have to go and hunt for it.
You have to work.
Now we even sit down when we order the food to come to us. So we have changed the entire human system entirely. And that alone also brings about its accompanied problems. And one of this is affecting you, your mental health. But you don't see it because it doesn't happen once. So just exercise so that what the exercise does to you, that it relieves those toxics inside you that keeps accumulating. That bad energy and all that stuff. You have to get it out of your system. And one thing you have to do is you have to put yourself together in terms of your finances, in terms of your personal growth. You have to be intentional about all these aspects of your life. And you should always try to get out of toxic environments. Any environment that is not good for you, you have to find a way and get out of there. Learn how to say no, and learn how to say it in a very positive way. So like someone wants you to do something for them, but you already have so much work on your plate. Because you can't say no, you add it to your work, and then what happens? You get a burnout because you are working overtime. Yes, just tell the person, oh, I would have loved to help you with this one, but see, my boss already has given me so much work to do. And once I finish that, I even have some assignment to do, and then I have to go and do stuff of my own self. I wish I could help you, but now I'm very tight. Simple as that. And be very cool and polite about it. Set some healthy boundaries around you. If it's a co-worker, have a co-worker relationship with that person. Don't go and stress that one and add some very personal issues to it by asking the person, why your wife, you haven't impregnated her yet. All of a sudden the person becomes bored. Asking the person, am I a man? Do I have to go and do some checkup? Those personal things there, don't go there. You have a working relationship with the person, keep it there. When you come home, you have your brother. Deal with family issues with your brother and other things that he comes to you for help. If the person doesn't go and talk to you about some very sensitive matters, don't go there. Trust me, even telling somebody that, oh, you look overweight. Hey, the way the person thinks about this thing, it goes in the person's mind. What am I doing? Am I okay? So those things, keep healthy boundaries with people. Don't overstep your boundaries. Brilliant. There's some very, very little things that you can do to stay off these mental issues, because trust me or not, as I said earlier, I don't believe that it can't happen to you.
It can happen to anyone,
Yes, because a lot of us, we just think that everything is okay because you go to work and come back. And comparing yourself to other people too is a very, very big something that will not get you anywhere. To only increase your anxiety levels and get you depressed, and in the end, you feel that you are going nowhere in life. Exactly. And there's this syndrome that with people is when you do something, you don't acknowledge yourself that you have done it. You feel like, you could have done more. I mean, cheer yourself up. This is where you have gotten to, and you have done the very best that you can. Hype yourself and feel good about it. Tomorrow is another day. Come back and do more. Find time to relax. Find time to pamper yourself.
And get some rest.
And schedule your day very well. And then you'll be good to go.
Thank you so much. It's 2-4. Thank you so much for this. I think that this is one of the conversations that will last a long time, because it's a conversation that will be very helpful to a lot of us, even from now going to the future. I want to say thank you so much to you for sharing your insight with us and for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you to SP2 for being with us and for sharing his insight and knowledge with us. This issue, I think next week we have to look at how to help your brother, like a friend, without actually being impolite or disrespectful, or I don't know, something like that.
Someone who is a friend.
From a situation, and you want to help the person, but how do you approach the person to help the person, or how do you receive help from someone? That's also very important. Thank you. We've had a very, very, very fruitful conversation. We've been here on the Cubicle right here on Ghana Talks Radio. I've been with Mr. Seidu, Iddrisu, and Mr. Yakubu, Sumaila, who has been my regular panel. I want to say thank you to them for joining, and thank you to all those in there watching and listening on our website, on our YouTube. I've been here with DJ Cham holding me down and doing my production. Thank you to the staff and management of GTR. Tonight we have time to go to Accra another very, very insightful show coming your way at 7 p.m. So stick and stay, enjoy our programs, and continue to enjoy great music coming from DJ Cham. Tomorrow we'll come your way with another edition. Bye bye.
Ecstatic made it. Yeah. Nobody feeling that way I'm feeling tonight. Yeah. And I have the hope that things will be alright. Yeah. So we're feeling irate as we hustle all day long. We are hoping say that one day things go better.
This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation. Ghana Talks Radio in a mix.
The best music in the world. The best.
Best music.
My favorite station.